The reflection is not just for the humans, but it covers the whole samsara. It's the same cause of the suffering, always drowning within oneself. They have the same causes, always drowning. Each realm of existence is like this, always drowning, always stuck, all the same. Therefore, the reflection covers all realms of existence, not being specific for certain realms, cut through deluded knowing, helping through enlightenment altogether for all realms of existence. For those who are trying to let go, not trying to take the mind, these symptoms, karmic difficulties, not wanting the emotions, this not yet purifying, not grasping for the non-grasping itself. Like this, it will end all the circuits, all the origin, ending all the grasping and non-grasping. From not grasping for the non-grasping itself will give ending for the act of grasping and not grasping. If not grasping for the mind or whatever, it's still grasping for the non-grasping. Not grasping for this or that, not wanting this and that, still using non-grasping. It's still grasping for the non-grasping. This is the purification within the cutting circuit. This is dissolving the origination itself. Once you think of the great compassion, everything turns into purification without traces. It's not in the way of sightseeing, wandering from looking and seeing. It's not in the way of identification. Once the great compassion is initiated with everything, it's just all at once purifying without traces. It's good. There is no need to be exhausted with that kind of act of not grasping for the mind's emotions, feelings, memories, hindrances. No exhaustion. From not grasping for the non-grasping itself, ending all the acts of the suffering in not grasping itself. Because this is in itself the act of the suffering in the non-grasping. End the act of the suffering within trying to let go. Trying to let go is the act of the suffering itself, is the reaction of the desire. That's it. It's ending the attempt to let go or not letting go. From not grasping for the non-grasping itself, giving ending for the attempt to let go or not letting go, the attempt to attach or not attach, ending the practice of the act of the suffering. In this way, only Nibbana purifying samsara. This is the answer that gives ending for all the stories, for all issues, for samsara. That which is not ending is from the attachments, delusive attachments with everything. That's why it's not ending. That is the problem of samsara. Attachment, fixation. Everything is from not grasping for the non-grasping itself. Is the answer that gives ending for the whole samsara. For every issue, all the delusive attachment will end all by itself. From not grasping for the non-grasping itself, think of it more often so that you will not be stuck with just all the whole patterns in the past. From just stillness, indifference, and equanimity, this is realm of existence. So think of it more often, not grasping for the non-grasping itself. It will discard the discarding itself, unwinding from the unwinding itself. Automatically, there will be no fixation. The blessing will be fully. Ending again and again, it will be in the way of ending to help samsara. Automatically helping ending for samsara. Listening and ending will be according to what you're listening to. We are entering into the Buddha time again, listening to something that gives ending, and ending happens accordingly. Helping through ending, helping through ending. Ending accordingly, helping through ending. If you diligently bless accordingly, there will be a compensation and it will purify karma and karmic difficulties as well. Otherwise, gonna be fighting on and on like this. Being born again is still the same and having even new issue. Diligently bless. There are not just one karma, one case of karma. There are so many of them. Just purify first of all without traces. Make it extinct. Just like if you have a debt, you don't wait for your karmic debtor or your debtor to ask for it and to fight with you again and again for many times. Just compensate first. There is no need to wait for the debtors because it's a complication with such process. Don't wait for your karmic debtors coming to you. Pay back first, compensate first by blessing. Then it will be faded all by itself. Form up the great compassion at all times. Birth, old age, sickness, and death is just temporary. But the makeup of great compassion still continue. It's not just ending, that's it. It's not like that. Still form up to help end constantly. It's not, there is no such thing as ending and that's it. Ending already and help through ending further on. It's impossible to just end because you're gonna be awakened to help end again and again as usual. Ending and that's it doesn't exist. Ending already, helping through ending will happen. It's impossible to be in other ways. So when you help end, you have to make up the life again, to be born again, in realms of existence again. But it is to purify, not to form up the life to be deluded to the life. It's not like that. This is just ambassador of helping through enlightenment, helping through ending, as usual, as usual. When we live together, you see they help each other. They do things for the community. It is for giving, it's not for grasping. The task that is there in the community is to be given. This is like the great compassion. They come as a great compassion. There is no such real birth, old age, sickness and death, disease, form and formlessness that is made up temporarily. But the great compassion still remains forever, so long as samsara still remains. Until samsara ends, then great compassion will end. If samsara ends, there will not be any makeup of samsara. It will be enlightenment, it will be nibbana, all the same. Not having even the not having itself, all the same evilly. Therefore, there is no need to be concerned with attachment or detachment. It's not about grasping. Just do the task of blessing constantly. That which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging is to be concluded for samsara. It's not to be grasping. There is no need to be trying to attach or detach in whatever ways again. That which has nothing to do with attachment or detachment with everything. Not related to relating or not relating with everything beyond attachment, beyond detachment. Beyond the attempt to attach or detach, beyond the act of the suffering, beyond the practice of the act of the suffering. In this era, you will hear the same Buddha's Satya Dharma from every Buddha era, listening and ending according to what you're listening to. Any sentences, ending is right there. It's not about practicing for the future. From not grasping for the non-grasping self right at the present, from not attached to the non-attachment itself at the present, from not grasping for the non-grasping itself, from not attached to the non-attachment itself at the present. It's not about proceeding for the future. It's not when, it's right now. From not grasping for the non-grasping itself at all times, ending at any moment, cutting through deluded knowing, helping through ending at any moment, helping through enlightenment at any moment.